So let's start with the today's topic. Today we are going to discuss about the wasteland reclamation. Right, in previous lecture I think we discussed about the climate change. Right, that global warming, ozone layer depletion, then acid rain, then different types of nuclear accidents. So after that, the next point of this chapter is wasteland reclamation. So just a minute, let me share my screen. Is it visible to you, girls? Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. One more thing, there are some girls from your class. Just a minute. They have not written their roll numbers before their names. Right? In last lecture, I told you about that. See, still so many girls are there. Harleen, even you have not written your roll number. Kajal Mishra, Karina, then Karuna, write your roll number before your name, otherwise I will mark you as absent. Muskan, who is this Muskan Negi? Muskan, you have joined using two devices,
No, ma'am.
then why it's showing two times? Muskan Negi, two times it's showing.
I had joined before, but then I left the meeting because of poor connection. Then I joined again.
Okay. But put your roll number before your name, otherwise I am going to mark you absent. Those who have not written their roll numbers before their names, to them I am going to mark absent from today onwards. So many times I am telling you, write your roll numbers, write your roll numbers. और आपके इतने सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं ये इंग्लिश स्पेशल साइकोलॉजी स्पेशल सोशियोलॉजी स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक्स स्पेशल सो इट इज़ डिफिकल्ट टू मार्क योर अटेंडेंस manually, right? So please put your roll numbers before your name. So many times I am telling you. You are saying yes ma'am, we'll put yes ma'am, we'll put. Try to put your roll number after your name. If it is not possible to you put before your name, then try to put after your name, but just put your roll numbers with your names. Don't write your names only. You can go in the WebEx setting and there you can change your names. Okay, so let's start with today's topic. That is wasteland reclamation, right? We know that the wasteland, how the wasteland it get created. The wasteland, most of the time the wasteland it get formed just because of the loss of vegetation, right? If sometimes the loss of vegetation cover, it leads to the production of wasteland. Sometimes loss of agriculture practices, but over the particular land it gets stopped, then that land it get converted into wasteland, right? Why it is happening so? So the loss of vegetation cover leads to the loss of soil through the soil erosion, that we know, and because of the soil erosion, that particular soil it get converted into wasteland, and there is a creation of wasteland. This is one of the pressing problem of our country. And the loss of soil, it has we know that it has already ruined a large amount of cultivable land in our country. You know what is today, girls? What is today? What is the special day today? Being a student,
Ma'am, today's World Water Day.
yes, today is World Water Day, 22nd March. It is the World Water Day. So what you are going to do on this day? What special thing? Being a students of EVS, environmental studies, you should celebrate this day, no? Not just because you are the students of this EVS, but you should realize the importance of water on this day. At least make few people aware of this most important natural resource. At your level, you can do anything about this thing. Okay, so this loss of vegetation or loss of soil by means of erosion, it affects the human being, and it not only affects the human being but it also affects the other forms of life also. Unless we adequately safeguard our good land, we may eventually face a serious shortage of food. अगर सॉइल ऐसे ही कन्वर्ट हो गई वेस्टलैंड में तो व्हाट विल हैपन? will not be able to get a good food grains, will not be able to get good vegetables, fruit, then fodder for our animals, cattle, and even the fuel wood. So hence there is a need of conservation of soil, protecting the existing cultivable land and reclaiming the already depleted wastelands. We have to reclaim means we have to reform whatever the wasteland is there, that can be reformed by using various planning methods, and the land which is already depleted into the wastelands we can figure prominently among the priority task of planning for the future. Some of the wasteland reclamation programs have been unsuccessful, but why these programs were unsuccessful? Because after some time the land revert to its original poor condition. See, what is meant by wasteland reclamation? Wasteland means the land which is not under any use, means maybe agriculture or forest, that is wasteland, right? So the wasteland, we need to convert that wasteland into the useful lands, so that is called as reclamation of wasteland. And that reclamation of wasteland program, it should be successful. But sometimes what is happening, in the past what was happening, these programs have been unsuccessful because after some time the land revert to its original poor condition, means after converting it into the useful land, because of some negligence, that land it get converted back into the wasteland. So it should not happen, and due to this mismanagement and unscientific ways in which the reclamation has been carried out. And why this was happening? Because the reclamation was it was being carried out by unscientific ways. So there is a need of scientific way. We need to follow the scientific way, proper planning for converting this wasteland into the useful land. Means this procedure, it is called as reclamation of wasteland. Means we have to reclaim that land. Okay, so how we are going to do all these things? So in choosing the wasteland reclamation method, attention must be paid to the cost factor, right? And this has to be taken into account before deciding on a particular method of reclamation of wasteland. We should realize what is the cost, what can be the estimate for this reclamation program, and a proper study of environmental aspect and human impact which are responsible for the development of wasteland have to be looked into. So these are the factors that we have to take into consideration when we are converting this wasteland into the useful land. So this wasteland means, how we are going to call it as a wasteland, means how we are going to define it as a wasteland. And particular आपने अगर देखा होगा तो so many times when we travels, तो कितने सारे आजू बाजू में लैंड दिखते हैं. तो some lands sometimes it's look like a barren land, को कुछ भी नहीं होता है, not a small herb shrub nothing. और some lands are there कि कुछ उस पे जो फॉरेस्ट टाइप के प्लांट्स है वो ग्रो करते हैं. एंड कुछ लैंड हमें दिखाई देती है अगर हम जाते हैं ट्रैवलिंग में, So generally that land we call it as agriculture land, right? So according to this type, according to vegetation pattern which are growing on that particular land, this land can be classified into three forms, right? So easily reclaimable, then reclaimable with some difficulties, and reclaimable with extreme difficulties. So these are the types of land, uh, three types of land, wasteland generally, not the land but wasteland, right? So easily reclaimable wasteland हम किसको बोलेंगे? So the easily reclaimable wastelands can be used for agriculture purpose, right? Means we can convert into, or we can bring that land into the for the in the agriculture practices. We can bring it into the agriculture practices. Such type of land, it is called as easily reclaimable wasteland. Means उस पे हम sowing करके seeds और plants और crop plants grow करके we can bring it under the agriculture practices. So that is called as easily reclaimable. It is easy, right? It is easy to grow the plants on that land, the plants, but which plant? Generally the crop plants, which generally we used in the agriculture practices, right? So this is one type. Then second type, it is those which can be reclaimed with some difficulties and can be utilized for the agroforestry, right? So second type, it is the reclamation or the conversion of that wasteland into the useful land. It is somewhat difficult, and we can reclaim that land for the agroforestry. Agroforestry means some plants are of the forest types of plants, and below that plant we can grow some agriculture crops, like some crops from the agriculture practices, and some plants from the forest type of plants, right? So that is the second type. And third type, it is the wasteland that are reclaimed with extreme difficulty and can be used for forestry only, for recreate the natural ecosystem. Some type of land is there कि उसको reclaim करना, it is very difficult, and we can allow only the forest type of plant to grow in that particular area to create a natural ecosystem, right? Means that natural ecosystem, it is not under our control. So this is third type, right? So this is the extremely difficult reclamation. Are you getting, girls? Okay, so one by one we'll see how we are going to reclaim these. So very first, it was the agriculture land. So this agriculture wasteland can be reclaimed for agriculture practices. How? By reducing the salt content. अगर particular soil है तो land है, that is the wasteland. So how it becomes a wasteland, that we have to find first. Sometimes it becomes a wasteland because of the deforestation, because of the human activities. Sometimes it may be wasteland because of the deposition of salt inside that particular soil. अगर salt ज़्यादा बढ़ गए तो फिर the plants, they will not able to grow, right? So this wasteland can be reclaimed for agriculture by reducing the salt content. अगर soil के अगर salt content हम कम करें तो we can use that soil for the agriculture purpose. And how we are going to do this? By leaching and flushing. Means leaching, it is the extraction of salt from the soil, and by providing some inorganic chemicals such as gypsum, urea, potash, and organic compounds such as compost. They are added before planting the crops in some areas. I mean, this is not a hard practice. It can, the any wasteland, if it is, it can get converted into agriculture or land. Okay, this was the first. Now second one is the agroforestry. Agroforestry, this involves the putting land to a multiple uses, means for agriculture purposes and also for the forest use. It remains purpose, its main purpose is to have trees and the crops inter or underplanted, means crops with the forest trees, to form an integrated system of biological production within a certain area. Thus, agroforestry implies the integration of trees with the agriculture crops or the livestock management simultaneously. So, the agriculture forest means forest plant plus agriculture crop. And the third one is forestry, means here we have to attempt, the plant generally which are able to grow in the forest type of area, they can be grown in this area. So attempts to grow trees in highly non-alkaline saline soils have been largely unsuccessful, and the field different types of field experiments have shown that species like eucalyptus पता है आप लोगों को? नीलगिरी नीलगिरी बोलते हैं इसका, सुना है नीलगिरी का ऑयल आता है? Yes, that is the eucalyptus. उसके ऐसे लंबे लंबे plants generally these are the forest plants. Then acacia nilotica. Acacia means बबूल का देखा है plant? So these types of plant they cannot be grown in highly alkaline soil, and studies have shown that if tree seedlings are planted with a mixture of original soil plus gypsum plus manure, then better growth can be achieved. Means in forest, if it is very alkaline area, then many plants they are not able to grow in that condition. So in that condition, what we can do, the gypsum and the manure, means we can say it is a nutrient for the plant. If we supplied all these things, then there can be a better growth of the plants can be achieved. And it is however important to use the indigenous species, means we have to use the species which are specially for that means indigenous means the species which are able to grow in that particular area, right? Means the vegetation, or we can say the habitat of that particular plant species should be that particular habitat, it will be suitable for that particular species. मीन्स ऐसे नहीं है कि वी नो दैट कि पर्टिकुलर एरिया में पर्टिकुलर प्लांट का विजिटेशन होता है, सो दैट प्लांट इज इंडिजिनियस टू दैट एरिया, राइट? सो दैट टाइप ऑफ प्लांट कैन बी ग्रोन इन दैट एरिया. नहीं तो बाहर का दूसरा ही कोई प्लांट लाया, फिर उसको वहाँ पे हमने प्लांट किया, तो इट will not able to grow there. Okay, so only indigenous plant species of the tree, so that the program recreates the local ecosystem with all its species. Okay, so this is the agroforestry, sorry, the forestry, third one. Now the need of wasteland development, why we are doing this, why we are taking this much efforts, why we are bringing this wasteland under the useful lands, what is the need of this wasteland development? The wasteland development provides a source of income for the rural poor. This is the one important thing, and it ensures the constant supply of fuel, fodder and timber for the local use, right? This is the first reason behind wasteland development. क्योंकि अगर वहाँ पे proper vegetation grow हुआ तो it will help the rural people for the fuel, means they can get the supply for fuel, fodder and timber for local use. It makes the soil fertile by preventing the soil erosion. As the vegetation is there, as the plants are there on the soil erosion it can be prevented, and it also conserves the moisture, it also holds the water, so water level will increase. The program helps to maintain an ecological balance in the area. Then increasing forest cover helps in maintaining the local climatic condition, right? If the if we maintain the forest cover, it will help us to maintaining the climatic condition, means there will be regular or normal rainfall will be there. Okay, so regenerated vegetation cover helps in attracting the birds, right, which feeds on the pest in the surrounding fields and function as a natural pest controls. अगर plants grow हुए forest में nearby area में, तो birds will get attracted towards that plants to eat the fruits of that plants, and even that birds they will feed on the insect which are growing on the crop plants, so it can be a natural pest controllers, who the birds. Again, the trees help in holding back the moisture and reduce the surface runoff rates, thus helping in control of soil erosion and increasing the water level inside the soil. Local specific strategies for reclaiming the wasteland must be worked out, and these government officials along with the local NGOs must assist the farmers by demonstrating the improved methods of cultivation, rearranging for the loans for the small, marginal and landless farmers and the people from the weaker section of the society. Right, means for the reclamation we should encourage the farmers, we should provide them the loans and technical knowledge for the reclamation, and involving the local women has proved to be a great value in the reclamation. Another essential important component of the program is to organize the publicity campaigns, like plantation programs होते हैं ना, generally कोई कुछ है फेस्टिवल है, जनरली 15 अगस्त 26 जनवरी, तो प्लांटेशन करते, तो वेन दे आर गोइंग पर्टिकुलर government office, they generally conducts the forest office, they conduct the plantation programs. So this plantation program generally it is performed on the wasteland. So this plantation means it is nothing but the reclamation of wasteland into the useful lands. So see these campaigns then integrated with the training farmers and the frontline government and forest department staff on the various aspect of wasteland utilization. Then selection of appropriate crops for the fodder and trees that provide local people with the non-wooded forest product according to the nature of this wasteland. These are the things behind the need of wasteland, or we can say wasteland reclamation. Now again the environmental scientists, they can also help the local people. How? By suggesting the necessary changes in cropping patterns, particularly for drought prone areas, right? These environmental scientists, they can provide the pattern, means which crop it is suitable for that particular land, for that particular soil, and how they are going to suggest this by means of testing the soil in the laboratories, which provides the guideline to the farmers on the proper management to be used. Again, irrigation and other expertise needed for the improving productivity, and without creating unsustainable pattern of development, provide the local people with near technological advances. Means the environmental scientists, they can help the people for planning this reclamation, but with the sustainable management. Then guidelines regarding the control of water logging must be provided. And then appropriate technologies must be made available to people belonging to the weaker section and the landless farmers. And the last one, it is the collective efforts have to be made to check the soil losses through water and wind erosion to prevent the collapse of irrigation system through the siltation. Right. So these are the some points which we need to keep in mind when we are going for the land reclamation. Okay, so this is about the land reclamation. Land reclamation, nothing but the bring we have to bring that wasteland into the useful lands. If you are having any doubts related with this, you can ask. Girls, any doubts? Yes or no? Yes.
So, ma'am, these wastelands are caused by deforestation or
Yes. Huh.
human habitat.
Yes, sometimes it is caused by the deforestation. There are different reasons behind the creation of wasteland, right? Sometimes this pollutant, soil pollution, it leads to the creation of wasteland. Sometimes deforestation, it leads to the creation of wasteland. Sometimes soil erosion. What happens due to the soil erosion? The upper surface, which is very much nutritive, it get washed off with the water. So अगर ऊपर का nutrient ही चला गया तो plants, they will not able to grow there. So this soil erosion also leads to the formation of wasteland. So there are many reasons like deforestation, soil erosion, then soil pollution, then water pollution. All these reasons are there behind the creation of wasteland. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now the next point is consumerism and the waste product. It is very much interesting point. We know that in modern societies that are based on the using large amount of goods, right? Nowadays we use the large amount of goods, especially those that are manufactured for one time use are extremely wasteful, right? So many times we are using it, and what is happening because of that? The increasing consumption of natural resources has led to serious environmental problems around the world, because we are consuming the natural resources, and the over consumption of these natural resources is leading to the serious environmental problems. And the current consumption patterns are depleting non-renewable resources also. We are consuming the renewable, we know that resources are of two types, renewable and non-renewable. So current consumption patterns are depleting the non-renewable sources, even not depleting but poisoning and degrading the ecosystem and altering the natural process on which the life depends, right? So the consumption at the present pattern of consumption, especially in affluent societies, is mainly responsible for the high level of utilization of resources. The consumption pattern, because of that there is a high level of utilization of resources, and the people in the industrialized countries, they make up to 20% of world population, right? See, this is very important. People, those who are staying in the industrialized countries, and they just contribute to the 20% of the world's population, but they are consuming the 80% of the world's resources, and they are producing the 80% of waste. Means only this 20% people, they are using the 80%, they are consuming the 80% of world's resources, and they are producing the 80% of the waste. And it is seen that today's consumption pattern are depleting the natural resources at a rapid rate. Because of this 20% people, they are depleting the natural resources at very rapid rate, and they are widening the inequalities in consumption in different societies. We have already studied that these rich people, they are using these resources more than the poor people, and because of that these rich people, they are getting richer, more rich day by day, and the poor people, they are getting poorer day by day. So 200 billion cans, bottles, plastic cartons and paper cups are thrown away each year in the developed world. Can you imagine 200 billion cans, bottles, plastic cartons and paper cups in the developed world? Disposable items greatly increase the waste. The waste which is increasing in the environment, which is getting accumulated in the environment day by day, it is just because of these disposable items. So how can we resist the consumerism and decrease the waste? So what is the way to decrease this waste? How we can resist this consumerism? Any idea, girls? How we can resist this consumerism and how we can decrease the waste? How we can decrease the waste, production of waste? Yes, anyone?
Ma'am, recycling.
Okay, very good. Recycling again. Again. See, we'll see one by one. See, very first, by buying the quality product that are warranted against failure or wearing out. Means we should buy the quality product that are warranted against the failure of wearing out. Means what will happen because of this? There will generally, अगर अच्छे क्वालिटी का कोई भी प्रोडक्ट हम लेते हैं तो it will last longer and it will create a लेस वेस्ट. मीन्स अगर एक प्रोडक्ट लिया, एक दो महीने उसको यूज़ किया, खराब हो गया तो फेंक दो, फिर दूसरा लो उसको फेंक दो. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट if we'll buy a quality product, then it will last for more than 5 years, 6 years. So obviously it will create a less amount of waste. By learning about the raw material that things are made of and an appreciation of their origin from nature's storehouse, we should learn the raw material. What is the raw material which is getting used behind the manufacturing of the product that we are using, and if it is coming from the nature, obviously it is coming from the nature, because the product whatever we are using, the source of that product, the raw material, it is coming from the natures only. And by knowing the conditions of the worker that make them are some ways of resisting the consumerism and decreasing the waste. So the workers, those workers who are working to make that product, उनको कितनी तकलीफ होती है, उनके क्या problems है. So by realizing their problems, we can resist ourselves to use that product, and we can decrease the waste. Now there are three strategies generally which we can follow for the reduction of the waste, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. Have you heard about this before? 3R principle? Have you heard about this 3R principle, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so reduce, reuse and recycle. So it is the 3R principle and is the new concept of waste management. But what does it actually mean? We'll see how it works. Very first is the reduce, means reduction of the waste. So here how we are going to reduce the production of waste. Although some waste is See, although some waste is inevitable in any society, we must minimize the generation of waste at the source by using minimal resources. Do not use what you do not need. This is the most important thing. Do not use what you do not need. The goal of every society should be to reach a low waste or no waste society, right? So very first you have to reduce the formation of waste. So do not use the product that you really don't need, and we have to produce the society which should be we should be low waste production society or no waste. No waste, I don't think it is really possible for all the societies, but it can be a low waste at least. Then gradually we can shift from low waste to no waste society, right? But immediately we cannot produce the no waste society. We have to produce first low waste, and then from low waste we can gradually shift towards the no waste society. So here example we can take, that is the fancy packaging of the consumer products in 2 or 3 layer is not necessary, right? Sometimes some products they are packed into such a way to attract the consumer ki 1 layer, 2 layer. So if it is not necessary, then why we are going for such packaging? So use your own reusable cloth jute bags instead of plastic bags. So many times we describe this thing ki you have to use your reusable cloth bag instead of these paper bags. Although you are using sometimes paper bags from the shopping malls or from different shops, but still that paper bags, their raw material, it is coming from the nature only, right? So like plastic bags, they are not polluting the environment, that paper bags, but their formation, it needs the raw material, and that raw material is coming from the plants, right? So you have to use your own reusable bags. This is the reduce. Now second one is, first though you have to reduce waste, and second one is reuse. The residual waste can be converted into usable resources. In developed countries, waste is used to produce the energy. So whatever the waste is, it is getting produced, that waste it should get reused, means reused for the good purpose. So several technological breakthroughs have recently been made to recover the material from the industrial waste, such as heavy metals and chemicals such as mercury and nitric acid. So there is different types of waste: industrial waste, domestic waste. So this waste, it can be reused for the different purposes. So thus the waste does not remain a waste product anymore. Because why it is not remaining waste product anymore? Because it is getting utilized for some other purpose, means for some other good purpose, and it becomes a useful resource, right? So example is given here, ki using kitchen wet waste to make the compost, that we know very well. Whatever, and that's why nowadays there is a collection of wet garbage and dry garbage. So by using that wet garbage from the kitchen, compost can be prepared for the organic fertilizer. Using sewage in a biogas plant to make the fuel, one industry's waste could be a valuable resource for the another industry, right? Then cloth rags from the textile industry are brought and used by the paper and other industries. So this is the concept of reuse, right? First we have to go for reduce, then if it is not possible reduce, still the waste, some amount of waste is getting created, so then reuse that waste. And the third is recycling. So generated waste or discarded material that cannot be used, means those waste it cannot be reused, तो उसको फिर क्या करना है, उसको recycle करना है. So the material that cannot be used again in its original form can be sent back to industry to broken down and used as a resource to be made into new product of the same type or into something entirely different, right? So this is called as recycling. So recycling means if that waste it is not we cannot use it reuse that waste, if that waste is not reusable, then it can we can send it back to the industry to create a new product or some different or the same product can be prepared from that. Example is given here that the plastic items are recycled into new plastic product, right? Plastic का recycling होता है. So plastic से plastic ही form होगा ना, not the glass. It is not like that कि plastic is recycled for the formation of glass, right? The same kind of product can be prepared from that waste. Then metal scrap and the broken glass, it is also used to make the new metal and glass products, right? So finally the waste material generated which can neither be reused or not recycled must be disposed of in a proper manner with the minimum impact on the environment. And ये सब करने के बाद भी अगर some waste is there which cannot be which neither be reused nor recycled must be disposed of, but we have to dispose of it in such a way that it should not harm the environment, it should not harm the life on the earth. Okay, so this is the 3R concept. So how we should follow this 3R concept? The 3R principle of reduce, reuse and recycle should be followed in this order. See, first reduction is the best option. The best out of this 3R, the first one is the reduction, which is the best option, right? If we reduce at a source, there is a smaller chance of waste generation. Are you getting, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So if the reduction is the if we reduce at the source, there is a smaller chance of waste generation, and the pressure on our already stretched natural resources is reduced. What will happen if the reduction the use of that particular product it get reduced? Then obviously the pressure on our natural resources it get reduced, right? The third one it is the reuse. Second one it is the reuse. The next best option, second best option is reuse. As the product is reused in its current form without any energy expended to convert it into a new item, that is the reuse, right? Means for reuse we don't need to spend any energy or we don't need to send it for any processing. That is the reuse. And third one is the recycling is the last option. अभी कुछ option है ही नहीं, तो then we can go for recycling. The waste is getting created and that waste we can send it for the different processing, and then after recycling it get converted into some useful product. So recycling is the last option, as although it converts the waste into a resource, but although it is converting the waste into resource, right, but it is using the energy. It is using the energy for what? For transforming that waste into resource, means for transforming that resource into a new usable product. So this is about the 3R concept. Now what can I do? What can be the role of individual? you can follow the 3R principle in following ways. See how you have to follow this. Use only as much as you need, be it any resource, whatever it is, water, food, paper, anything, any resource, anything that you are using, use only as much as you need. Don't overuse it, right? This is the first one. Then next time you throw away something, think about whether it is really a waste. If it is of no use to you, could someone else use it? Reuse rainwater to water your garden. Donate old clothes to the needy person instead of throwing them away. Right? So, before throwing anything, you have to think about this. Whether it is a really waste, means you are throwing, means it is really a waste, or what. If it is no use to you, agar you are not using that, you can donate it to someone else can make a good use of that thing. Then if you are sure then item is not usable in its present form, can it be recycled? That you have to think. Suppose you are throwing something and it is not useful in that same form, but can it be recycled? That you have to think. That like paper, plastic, glass, metal can all be recycled. Then segregate your waste into wet and dry garbage. Nowadays most of the societies, they are segregating their garbage. Wet garbage include most kitchen waste, and most of this can be used for the composting. Most dry garbage is recycled. We can waste garbage we can convert it into compost, and dry garbage we can recycle. Dry garbage means paper, then metals, then glass, that we can recycle. Then the amount of dry waste generated in your household is an indicator of how well you are following the 3R principle. See, this is the most important thing. The amount of dry waste generated in your household. अगर आपके घर में 2-3 डस्टबिन इतना ड्राई वेस्ट अगर निकल रहा है तो मीन्स यू आर नॉट फॉलोइंग द 3R principle properly. And if your waste generation is low, then means you are following this 3R principle properly. A lot of dry waste means you should go back to the reduce and reuse. If the production of dry waste is more, then you should go back to the reduce and reuse principles and try to follow them better. How you are going to try, how you are going to follow them better? Reduce and reuse. See, by doing these things. Avoid the use of non-biodegradable materials such as styrofoam and certain types of plastic. Do not litter or throw garbage in public places. Garbage and litter is the visual contaminant and can cause diseases, health problem. Proper disposal of garbage is an important part of waste management. Then be a conscious consumer and do not buy a product that are over packaged. Try choosing the product that are made from recycled material or are organically grown. Right? So these are the things that you have to follow. Then you can reduce the production of waste, and then if the reduction in the waste is there, then means you are really following the 3R principle, right? If you are having any doubts, you can ask. Girls, any doubts? So girls, any doubt?